All right, so there are our next two pilots, Frederick Osbo, Ryan Turk. Frederick Osbo, three-time and defending back-to-back champion, and leads the championship. Chelsea Nova, interestingly enough, look at that, gets towed off, gets the victory, but needs a little assistance being towed off. Now Ryan Turk, we've seen some greatness from him. He's qualified really well, but then ends up just doing something really, really silly and just hits a wall or does something, uncharacteristic. But big battle here. Both Rockstar pilots, both Toyota, both Ditto Tire, but both want to get a championship. Will it be a fourth for Frederick Osbo? Will it be a first for Ryan Turk?
It would be history either way, right?
Big facts.
Almost any championship by anybody this year will be history, because you've got Dean has 3, Osbo's got 3. If Turk were in contention towards the end of the season, that would be his first. Same for Matt Field, Von Gittin Jr., not in contention, but he's got 3. Just an incredible consortium of a lot of historical moments going on here in the 20th season.
Here we go, sending these boys. Frederick Osbo, Ryan Turk, lick the stamp and send it. Who's gonna get the win? The Supra out front, black and gold, driven by Frederick Osbo, Ryan Turk. Whoa, look at that, quick, snappy initiation by Frederick Osbo. Ryan Turk, failure to launch. He does get that proximity. Look at him just gaining ground. Whoa, look at that, throwing more angle out of Frederick Osbo. Ryan Turk adjusts, going to that third outside zone. Frederick Osbo, the Ford-Star wheels go round. Looks like Osbo, said Ryan missed it a little bit there, but that was wild. It even garnered a whoa from you, Ryan. What startled you there?
If you want a point of difference, what can you do on the initiation to stand out? It's that right there from Frederick Osbo. Quick rate to angle, locks in, and it's super high on the bank. That forces Turk to make an adjustment. And you can see there was some wavering from Turk, but also from Osbo as well. Just being candid. Osbo comes out of outside zone 3 a little bit early. Both drivers, pretty good job. Osbo tighter on inside clip 1. Osbo starts shallow, then moves deeper, and Turk makes the adjustment. Let's watch it here from basically Turk's point of view. That quick rate to angle snap, holds the angle, locks it in, stays on that line, and here's where both drivers get a little squirrely for a second. Now we don't have any contact. Osbo gets to 2, Turk's on the inside. Osbo kind of gets to 3, Turk's on the inside. So this is an area where both spotters in the Papadakis racing team are going to be able to say, hey, look, pretty clearly, this isn't a way that you can create a point of difference for yourself in this second run.
Taking a look at the Papadakis camp, that's looks like it's both of them, both Turk and Osbo's techs. Ryan Turk will now lead in that Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla. Again, both these guys on Ditto tires. Start chicane. Bumper hang right there from Ryan Turk. Now coming into the big bank. The hot hatchback, filling all that outside zone. Very settled. Like the way that Ryan Turk, again, very slotted into that second outside zone. Frederick Osbo comes out of the smoke into that outside zone 3, right into that pocket, tight on that inside clip. Frederick Osbo almost diving in on the inside. That really could have hurt him. There is so much on the line here as far as, Matt Field going out, who sits in second. If Freddie goes out here, that would be major repercussions. He leads the championship. Matt Field's hoping for that, to be quite honest. We'll still give him a shot.
You can see Ryan Turk coming back, not as dynamic, but very, very close to what Osbo did. I think the line is more stable from Turk out front. Osbo coming through. He's on the inside of outside zone 3, but Turk fills it. There's a point of difference for Ryan Turk. Both drivers hitting the inside clip. Osbo on the inside, Turk a little bit deeper in the front. So again, back and forth by both drivers. You're doing the calculus, the algorithm, this and that minus this plus that. Carry the 1. Okay, I got it. The winner is Jared Dienda.
Yeah, we win every time. We win every time. I'm on the podium every time. Just don't get to keep the trophy. So there we are, just looking at that once again. We're splitting hairs here, but neither of them were just like bang, just arm wrestling match, just breaking elbows. Neither of them were just that definitive of saying, yep.
You have an idea in your mind?
I do.
Don't say it,
I would not,
but,
yeah.
You know.
No, I have an idea.
Right on, right on.
Yeah.
You're not looking at that computer screen over to the left, are you, that tells the answers?
No, I did not. I don't. Oh, is it right there? Oh, okay, all right. I don't understand that, though. And there we go. Ryan Turk gets the win. Ryan, that is huge. Ryan Turk gets the win unanimously. And look at that, just like that. So
this championship gets weirder by the moment.
1 and 2 in points is knocked out. Ryan Turk sits in 8th. There's going to be repercussions there. Yo, unbelievable. Look at that fist bump for the team over there. There is the Rockstar team again. So we knew this went, yeah, here's how the bracket is shaping up in the top 16 to forge the 8. RCP versus Denofa, Taguchi versus Turk. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, more drifting action for the second half of the top 16 here in Seattle.
This is Torque Motorsport.
Driving too fast, I don't wanna wait. We driving the days, we stepping in late. Nothing but blind, a real the tape. Let's be alive, but we gonna skate. Let's be alive, but we gonna
Holy
skate. You wanted to ride, you wanted to ride.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
For 30 Formula Drift teams, our professional Tire Stacks crew will mount over 1,000 tires during a weekend to keep our drivers on track, competing at the highest level. TireStacks.com, the official tire service of Formula Drift.
You can count on having a team that has your back, an environment that supports you, and plenty of friends. You're gonna make a lot of friends here. And if you like to work hard and really just get what you put in, then Discount Tire is a perfect place for you. You should come join our team.
All right, well, you can see, look at that. There it is, fist bump. Freddie's still got a smile on his face, but that is, and I mean, they have to. I mean, you know that deep down, you know, obviously he's bummed, he's pissed, but, you know, if you're going to lose to somebody, lose to him.
You know, the thing with Osbo is an absolute savage when it comes to playing the long game. He knows how to take athletes into deep waters and get you at the right moment. That's what happened with Field last year. He'll bounce back from this. It's going to be a much tighter race, however, and now an opportunity for Turk to recapture some of those lost points that he's had from previous rounds.
Yeah, and this is, again, Matt Field was pulling for Frederick Osbo on that battle because, you know, it just makes sense, right? You know, anybody above you, you want people above you to lose. You want the people below you to win if you're knocked out. So Matt Field got a little bit of luck there too. Royal Purple Top 16 continues. Congratulations, Ryan Literal's in it, but he's going against, again, just turning 40 yesterday. Happy birthday, Odi Bakshi's. Another great gift to him would be another win. He won in St. Louis. A great celebration yesterday at the autograph sign. All the drivers sang a happy birthday, and his lovely wife Amy and his kids gave cake to all the fans that waited in line. That was awesome. I don't know if you saw that, Ryan, but that was really cool. Really
I certainly
cool.
did, yeah. Was there for the song and everything.
Oh, man. And you sang with your heart.
That's where I said that one thing where that girl walked up and you and I were having that
Oh, yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, we're not allowed to say that on there.
No, we're not.
All right, here we go. Odi Bakshi's, Ryan Literal. 2 S chassis, one with that supercharged LS and one with the RB. Here goes Odi Bakshi's field suspension, S chassis. Ryan Literal dropped back there quite a bit. Look at how dialed Odi is. I mean, he's just on a tear. Works all the course, locks it up, just taps on in. Oh, here comes Ryan Literal. He surges forward in the outside zone 3. But Odi, unflappable. Just ripping and the tearing into Odi, momentum, man.
Yeah, there certainly is something in the sporting world about momentum, and Odi Bakshi's has it right now. Huge separation here. He's on a high line, at some points mid-high line, all the way through that first outside zone, dots the second outside zone, gets the right rear and the left rear in outside zone towards the end. Great transition there. We see Literal starting to close the gap, bring it down, but a lot of the damage was done early on in the run. As you can see, the gap established, Odi's on a higher line. Literal not able to keep pace. Literal smartly, I think, kind of cuts the line here. And you can see it doesn't really look all that dramatic, but just by cutting 2 and 3 on the inside, he was able to close maybe 60 feet and try to get in the fight. But now we know that he's going to have a deficit here when we're just looking at comparison between lead to lead and chase to chase.
Let's alternate the order here. As you say, Literal will now lead. Odi Bakshi's will give chase. Ryan Literal in the red and white S15. Odi Bakshi's with that signature orange on the roof. Keep in mind, Odi Bakshi's sitting 3rd in points with 1 and 2 going out. Here goes Ryan Literal. Is that too much room for Odi Bakshi's? No, man, just say that. Come on, knock on my door. Look at that. And Ryan Literal, big angle there. Power stop breaks into that power alley. Nice execution by Ryan Literal. Oh, Odi Bakshi's shoots in on the inside. An awkward line by Bakshi's, very uncharacteristic, going from outside zone 2 to 3. Wow, so we talked, it's almost like he did what Literal did, but it looked even more violent.
It's very difficult, I think, to know how to temper yourself when you have an advantage and how much to do that. How much room to give, how much to reel in. Let's take a look at this. Literal starts off, nice little snap, mid-high line on the bank. Here comes Odi, a little bit lower, kind of frazzled, trying to get settled here. Literal gets to outside zone 2, great job there. Outside zone 3, pretty good. Way tight line, early initiation or transition rather to outside zone 3, and it really gets him off kilter. He's able to kind of get back in the fight, but does that one big mistake outweigh what happened in the previous run? Can you still say that Odi won the chase here, right? I think that's the question. Did Odi win the battle of the chases if you're looking at those two things comparatively? He's doing pretty good. He may have gotten lost in the smoke there, Jared, just real quick, and lost the timing for the transition to outside zone 3. So it's kind of like one big mistake for Odi and a couple minor mistakes, or more than a few minor mistakes for Ryan Literal in the aggregate, and what does that do to the overall battle?
All right, do we have a verdict? What's going on here? That was a big mistake. And dude, how crazy would that be? You know, Osbo's out, Field's out, Odi sits in 3rd.
Wow.
And could he go out like that? I mean, that would just again rock the whole system of what's going on here as far as the championship and the championship runs for these drivers. Chelsea Nova sits in 4th, and he's still in. All right, here we go. So we got Odi, Ryan Literal. There you go. Odi Bakshi's gets the win. Odi Bakshi's gets the win. Let's throw it down to Lorette Nickel down in the pits.
We just saw the battle of the Titans, the teammates right here. Ryan Turk, congratulations.
Frederick Osbo came right over. What did he say to you?
Just great runs, man. Yeah, it's always a dogfight with the both of us, and I guess I like to say we watch each other pretty closely, so we kind of know how we're driving. So I think it's you can read our technique on the track pretty well. So it just all blends to just having a phenomenal battle on track. And I had a little mistake on my chase right in the first turn, but was able to clean it up and really apply a lot of pressure the rest of the way through. And then I think I believe we had a tiny bit of distance on Freddie, but I'm just glad to move on. It's always tough with us two in the same trailer and everything, but we really need some points so we can jump ourselves up in the top 5 in the championship. So pumped.
Ryan, thank you very much. Guys, back to you.
Couple New Hampshire kids down there talking. Lorette Nickel, our member of our broadcast team, getting all the heat down in the pits. So as we are now looking at James Dean and Diego Higa.
Another guy that can climb up.
Sheesh. Here we go. James Dean will lead in that Ford Mustang.
Oh.
No, we got to restart. Don't know if did he hit a cone? For clarification, Ryan, he hit a cone. All right. And clarification on the Odie literal battle, if you can elaborate on that, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically, I conferred with the judges, pretty much what we said. There was one big mistake from Odie, but there was a whole bunch of mistakes
that accumulated to
be
larger.
Yeah,
and he missed a ton of zones
in both runs, and so that's the reason that they all collectively went with Odie Bakshis.
Odie advances on, again, sitting third in points. He could jump up there considerably. He's going to go against either Diego Higa from Brazil in that JDM Supreme.
Dean has not had his moment yet this year.
He has not. He's had some bad luck. So, but he'd love to go against. And James Dean had some bad luck, but he got a little bit of good luck earlier. Here we go, James Dean, the AutoZone Mustang RTR.
Flying.
Yo, he is ripping. Diego Higa right there, though. He's hanging tough into that second outside zone, that power alley. Coming to that third zone is James Dean and Diego Higa. He's right there in that final outside zone. Diego Higa, saves it from going into the wall. That's going to be a major advantage. That's going to be an incomplete, unfortunately. You talk about his moment. That's not how you're going to get it done, unfortunately. Let's take a look at it again. Diego, he was in the mix. He's part of the conversation, but unfortunately that last outside zone got him.
Well, we know Dean, arguably the best drifter of all time. Many people would say that. I lean that way myself, depending on, what time of the day it is. But here he is in a brand new chassis, trying to find his moment here in this 20th season. Higa gets lost in the smoke. Higa gets lost in the smoke, rather, hits the wall and incompletes in the chase run. So Dean right here has got a huge opportunity to advance very far in competition by making a very smart and calculated decision here on the second half of this battle as he goes to the chase position. When you have a chase driver incomplete, when you're leading, I feel you're able to monitor what you need to do a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, a little bit of confidence here in James Dean's corner. And this gentleman's been driving so many vehicles, from his BMW over in Europe, the FDRX7 at LZ World Tour. I mean, he's been driving so many different vehicles. So here he is in the Ford Mustang. But Diego Higa initiates very strongly. Look at that. Again, getting that clean air. A little shimmy by both of them, actually. Diego Higa, he is on a tear. Into that power alley, big angle from him. Into that third outside zone. Both of them on it. Now James, as long as he just finishes the course, he's gonna get the victory.
Yeah.
Even with the great effort by Diego Higa, but just that big mistake.
Yeah, so many new fans watching this year. It's basically a question of the logic of this, right? We have Diego Higa, who has an incomplete, which is analogous to a 0. So in order to force a one more time where you would compare the lead to leads and show that they were equal, you would need Dean to incomplete as well. I don't see an incomplete, do you?
No, not at all. So that's gonna, decisively gonna go to James Dean. And it should be a quick decision. Unfortunate for Diego Higa. Slide him left for James Dean in the AutoZone Mustang, or right for Diego Higa from Brazil. But James Dean gets the win. He's going against Odie Bakshis. We'll take a short break. Don't go anywhere. More action when we return. How we doing out there, Seattle? Make some noise! We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere here. Round 6 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship at Evergreen Speedway. 2 more battles in the top 16.
I watched my first race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy. Let's get you up to speed.
Lunchtime.
Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome to the streets of Long Beach. Look at that. It is a beautiful day here in Southern California.
K&N, the official performance air filter of Formula Drift.
NGK makes ignition coils. Why? Because we prefer a running partner that can keep pace. We know ignition, and since our spark plugs don't run alone, we put some of our energy and expertise into making better coils. NGK ignition coils are engineered to OE durability and performance. And because we race to win, we improve the design, testing, and validation of our coils for better performance. NGK spark plugs and coils, better together.
This is Torque Motorsport.
Driving too fast, I don't wanna wait. We driving the days, we stepping in late. Nothing but blind, I'm feeling the tape. Let's be alive, but we gonna skate. Let's be alive, but we gonna
Holy
skate. You wanted to ride, you wanted to ride.
Rockstar Energy gets me energized so I can go out and send it. Hustle on.
Look at this sold out crowd. How we doing, Seattle? Hey, let's get a wave going. You right there, right? You guys in the beer garden. You're gonna start the wave on 3. You in the beer garden on 3. 1, 2, 3, go! Start the wave. Let's go. Come on. Wanna create? Come on. Oh boy, come to the bleachers. There we go. Baby steps. It's gonna go back. It's gonna go to the other beer garden, and then it's gonna go back. Come on, all the way across. Go to the beer garden and send it back. Send it back. Oh man, too many beers over there. Okay, oh, there we go. There we go. It's coming back, baby. Coming your way, beer garden. There it is. Stomp your feet. Stomp your feet, everybody. It's been a wild ride in the top 16. Mr. Toad's wild ride, that is. James the Machine Dean. He's playing Torque Drift. There's Becky back there, his lady. Lorette over there. Dude, Simon Olsen, bro. Simon who?
Gears.
Simon who? Simon Olsen, that's right.
What's the lesson learned? I think this is what the lesson learned is for me, right? Your driving skill doesn't necessarily come out unless you have the car and setup that you need for that stuff to shine. And we've seen that countless times over our history. And Olsen gets in with a consummate professional, a team well organized, well managed, a lot of knowledge, and all of a sudden, hey, let me hit some podiums.
Yep. Simon plus car equals results.
I mean, it's Osbo too, right?
Yeah.
Like going back to the old school days.
Yeah. And, and here we have Jonathan Castro. He's definitely due, man. Castro's a weapon. Again, probably one of the most iconic drift battles ever against James Dean in Florida. Here we go. Simon Olsen initiating on that field sprint. Look at Castro. Look at the cabin filled with smoke. These guys are shimming their way around the track into that power alley, into that third outside zone. See Castro kind of going back and forth. wasn't exactly at any point kind of just, all right, there we go. It just went back and forth. It was a ping pong match.
Main takeaway for me, and we'll walk through it, is mistake in the chase by Castro a couple times, and a big one right, I think it's going to be right about there, almost comes to neutral, and then we see Olsen on the inside of outside zone 3. But we don't see Castro matching the line. He's even on a tighter line there. So a line mistake for Olsen, a couple shimmies, and almost coming to neutral on the big bank for Castro. Take those two things into account. I mean, that was as close to coming to neutral and then setting, what the judges call setting or settling, where you don't come to neutral and sit there for 10 seconds. That would be obvious, but you're there for a quarter of a beat, but then you're right back with that lock.
Yep.
We usually see about a half a beat to a beat is kind of the standard for an incomplete. So he was getting real close to that.
Absolutely. Brian Parks, you lost. As we see the second half of this battle, Castro will lead, Simon Olsen giving chase. Again, don't skip that beat. Beat. Side. Here we go. Jonathan Castro will lead. Toyota GR 86. Red, white, and blue. That's for the DR flag that's flying proudly.
Let's go.
Martin on his car. Castro into that first outside zone. Simon Olsen both dropping in. See, again, a lot more settled here out front.
Yeah.
Olsen surges forward into that third outside zone. Past that front flip. And now bringing it on home. What do we got, boys? Woo! And again, that marriage of I said Simon plus car equals results, but also it's the equity, man. And again, you know, here's Odi Bakshis, who's campaigned at S-Chassis for some time. He did talk about it, though, him campaigning at Hyundai for a while, right? And he had some results. We take a look at Chelsea Nova here.
Here's the game we play, I think. Does Castro's lead look better than Olsen's, and does Olsen's chase fix some of the mistakes that we saw from Castro? Right there, Olsen doesn't. He did exactly what Castro did in that position. But he's also a little bit more consistent generally in the chase, good proximity. Meanwhile, we see Castro with a pretty solid lead. So I think the focus might be on the chases here overall with the judges. We see Castro fairly stable, little bit of movement in the front wheels, slightly less angled there from Olsen, but not a big shimmy, not dropping down. Both drivers get to outside zone 2. Olsen doesn't hit outside zone 3. Easier part of the track here, I think. We usually see guys pretty consistent. Both of them hit that inside clip, and then Olsen's a little bit tighter on outside zone 4.
All right. All right, so taking a look, do we have the results? Do we have a winner? Is it Simon Olsen from Norway, who got third place in St. Louis? He is currently 5th in points. The captain, Odi Bakshis, he's currently 3rd in points, and he's already advanced on the Great 8. So absolutely very cool. So slide him left for Olsen, right for Castro, and Simon Olsen gets the victory. All right, so Simon Olsen advances on. One more battle left in our Royal Purple Top 16. Where are my Dylan Hughes fans at? Make some noise. The Dozer from Snoqualmie, Washington. This is his home track. He wants the support of all y'all here in the PNW. In that Royal Purple BMW, an all BMW battle once again. Nick Novak, who we saw early on, that 32, take out Brandon Sorensen after one more times. Dylan Dozer Hughes driving with a broken middle finger on his left hand. Imagine, and he's putting a metal rod in there to straighten it out. So when he's on the steering wheel, he's got it was only 10 days ago. Here we go. Dylan Hughes, Novak.
Oh, let's go.
Back.
Oh, boy.
Yes, he's in the back of Dylan Hughes. Novak strikes, but then backs off. Dylan Hughes still in it. Dylan Hughes fights back. The Dozer gets a little bit of Novak in his door. but still continues on. Wow. I mean, that could have gone terribly wrong for both the drivers, but they both fought it off. So, hey, kudos to these guys. They know who they're going against. They know they're fierce competitors. Let's take a look at it.
Just absolutely tremendous composure right there. You see Novak tap Hughes. Hughes kind of stays in it. Novak falls down, but now they're right back and engaged once again. A pure dogfight. As you see Novak miss outside zone 2 and on the inside part of outside zone 3. Hughes is able to deal with all of the pressure, but it's a good back and forth battle here where the pressure that Novak is putting on, he's able to kind of stay in the fight even while making contact with Hughes near that decel area. So great job by both competitors, and now we will switch things up.
Do you think, as far as contact, obviously not malicious. Yo, let's go. Let's leave. Let's leave. Look at that. Olsen, I mean, his range of emotions from last year to this year, Lorette, you got to go over there and talk to Olsen, man. I feel like he is just on cloud 9. You know, he got emotional on the podium in St. Louis. It's just really cool. It's really cool to see.
Where does cloud 9 come from? Can you not go to cloud 10?
You know what? That's a question I'll have to reference.
Look, we got to research that.
Yeah. Cloud 11 teen, dog. Just riding the lightning, dude. L-I-V-I-N, man. Here we go, Nick Novak. So again, as far as the contact goes, I don't think it was malicious. I was just going to say, you know, they're both being aggressive. Neither are calling a comp timeout. So let's send the boys. Nick Novak initiates. Dylan and Dozer Hughes. This is his home track. He wants something to prove. He's got something to prove. Nick Novak dropping down a little bit. Dylan giving himself some space. Oh! Looks like Nick Novak exceeds the track a little bit, but he regains. Look at those white Ford Stars. The white Ford Star wheels standing out, showing you what's going on. Dropping into the pocket. Yo. And Nick Novak, there we are. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at this again, Ryan. Walk us through.
Second half, you got to wonder what Dylan's doing here. Not a lot of time to make up ground. Maybe he thinks that Novak is at mistake for the fall. He's making a calculated decision, but he follows him perfectly to outside zone 2. Great job to capture that proximity through outside zone 3 and inside clip number 1. And you see Novak here transitioning beautifully into that last outside zone. Novak here, nice and high on the bank. Hughes looking for that opportunity to attack, maybe a little bit more angle that Novak could have got out of it. And if he did, maybe he doesn't supersede the track in outside zone 2. But from this point forward, they're switching back around. There's a great mimicking effect. And you see just a little bit of a tighter line there at the beginning of outside zone 4 for Dylan Hughes.
All right.
It's hard to call all of the things that happen in real time. People get mad. They say, you didn't say this, you didn't say that, you didn't talk about this. It's kind of hard.
We got 2 eyes and there's 2 cars. And it's overall, it's good that we just have all these different camera angles. I mean, notably years ago, like, oh, not the prettiest when I talked about Mad Mike. Go ahead and look it up. I'll get flames. But at that glance, at that angle that the camera was at, it didn't look the prettiest. Hindsight, it was cool. But was it the cleanest? It wasn't the cleanest, but, you know, still. I'm okay with getting chastised because, you know, I'm calling it. Knee-jerk reaction, baby. Dylan the Dozer Hughes, does he? Oh! They are going one more time.
Canada says nah.
Canada said.
Yeah, he said nah to one more time.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, got it. All right, well, we got a one more time battle. 7 drivers in the grade 8. It's a sold-out crowd. Look at all the cars parked back there. The parking lot, the grounds. Oh, my gosh. It's absolutely amazing. This is Formula Drift, what we call the Throwdown, the battle in Seattle. Round 6 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Matt, run faster. Send it.
When you have a lot of money tied up in your transmission and differential in your car, kind of like I do in this one, this is a must-have. Royal Purple Max Gear High Performance Gear Oil. Even under severe squeeze film conditions caused by sudden shock, extreme high loads, or low RPMs, Max Gear helps reduce bearing wear. I am pretty sure we put this to the test more than anybody else. Slippery, synthetic, and complete with Centerlick technology, Max Gear reduces wear and friction, which allows your gears to run smoother, quieter, cooler, and longer. Drift tested and ready for your gears. Royal Purple Max Gear.
The magic of Rain-X. Okay, that's some serious Hollywood stuff right there. But with Rain-X Latitude water repellency blades, the magic is real. These blades apply a new longer lasting water repellency formula. The magic of Rain-X repels water from your windshield so water beads up and rolls away while you drive, giving you the clearest view possible. Treat your windshield for safer driving visibility with Rain-X Latitude water repellency wiper blades.
Momo, founded in Italy, raced across the world. Trusted by champions for over 50 years, from Formula One to drift tracks. Visit momo.com for more information.
We are back. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And Evergreen Speedway playing host to round 6 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, celebrating 20 years of Formula Drift. It all began 2004 at Road Atlanta. 4 rounds, now have expanded over the years, and now find ourselves at 8 rounds. This is round 6 of 8. 2 more rounds left in Utah and at Irwindale, California. Find out who will be our 2023 Formula Drift champ. Got our fans. Got the signature used tires as the seats. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for showing up. Beautiful weather here. In the shade, it's definitely pleasant. It's warm. Salt Lake City and then Irwindale, California, the House of Drift. Gonna pack that place out. We have a sold-out crowd here. Just about 10,000 people. So one more driver to join. So you can see Rome Charpentier versus Chelsea Denofa, top left bracket. Kazuya Taguchi versus Ryan Turk. Odie Bakshi's versus James Dean. That's going to be a big one. And then Simon Olsen versus either Dylan Hughes or Nick Novak. Notably, our 1 and 2 in points coming to this round are knocked out. Frederick Osbo and Matt Field knocked out. Oh, I want to feel the energy. How I want to see this smile on his face. Simon Olsen is with Lorette Nickel.
Jared, it was exactly what you were talking about, and he just wears the emotion on his sleeve. He is so grateful. He told me that he goes to bed thinking about drifting and wakes up thinking about it, and it is so obvious with all the hard work that you're putting in.
Yeah, this is definitely not only me. This is the whole team helping me out so much. So I'm super grateful for this team, this situation where I am now, and it definitely shows off in the result that we are making. But this is just not me driving. This is the whole team, the help from Odie, Chris Elliott, everyone. It's just, I'm so grateful, and yeah, things are definitely working out.
I love that for you, and that wall comes up so fast. So what are you processing out there?
I've been struggling very much with my focus when it's time, overthinking and stuff like that. But now I just go out there and try to just take it as a practice run and don't think that I'm so high in the standings and advancing on, but just try to be collected and drive smart and do as my team tells me to do, and my spotter and everything. So yeah, just take it as a practice, basically.
I think that's really smart, Simon. And as you guys maybe saw him jump out of the car, just full emotion, slamming the top of the car. Happy for you, Simon. Well done, guys.
Great insight there. Yeah, and again, just Simon Olsen, feeling the love, feeling the energy from the fans, from the drivers. Lorette, thank you for getting all the great stories here. But
so, Jared,
yeah.
I just want to cut you off real quick. In September 1886, there was a new classification for the highest cloud, and that's Cloud 9.
Hey.
The lowest cloud is Cloud 0. Okay. And I know that there's a kid out there, a special kid that's celebrating his birthday with us here this weekend. 8-year-old Colby. If you're out there, buddy, happy birthday.
Hey.
Your aunt sent us a note saying it was your birthday and asked me to give you a
Colby.
shout out.
Happy birthday, Colby. Let's send it. Here we go. Back to the one more time. Dylan the Dozer Hughes and Nick Novak. Dylan Hughes. Oh, look at Novak. He goes in again. What's your back?
How dare you?
Oh, there you go in that second outside zone. Man, Dylan Hughes, his composure, he stays in it. He's just running his own game. Novak, he is possessed right now. All right, solid run by both these guys. Novak getting a little aggressive, man. He's making his presence felt. Saying, hey, how you doing?
These guys have great chemistry together here. An awesome start to this one more time battle. Freeze frame that right there before the little love tap by Novak. Hughes coming off the bank, just at the edge of outside zone 2, better on 3. Novak comes out a little bit early. Novak trying to surge the inside clip, just barely touches that cone. And a good transition there by Dylan. Fills most of outside zone 4 as Novak starts to increase the proximity there through the finish line. Here's that last little section here. Almost a mimicking effect by Novak. And you can see he's on a little bit of a tighter line, but he does gain that proximity.
All right, Novak, he will lead. Dylan Dozer Hughes, like I said, driving with a broken middle finger 10 days ago. He's an avid motorcyclist. He does all things, just a bunch of cool projects. Was out at Lake Elsinore having fun and unfortunately crashed and came out with a broken left middle finger. So he's put a metal, basically like a rod or piece of metal inside his glove to keep it straight. So because he can't bend it, it was a torsion break. I mean, he showed me a photo. It looked like he's throwing West Side without throwing it. Here we go. Nick Novak, Dylan the Dozer Hughes. Nick Novak initiates into the bank. Dylan Hughes giving himself maybe too much room. 82 miles an hour. Look at those. Obviously, you can see all the analytics going down. The telemetry system into that third outside zone. Dylan Hughes now dives in. Looks like he missed that third zone. Now coming into that final outside zone. Novak dialing it in. Ryan, another tough one to call. These guys are I would say, kind of leaving it in the judges' hands, you know, with a little bit of contact here, a little bit of Monica on your side. What do you think?
Well, Novak does get a nice little snap and goes right to the pretty much the highest part of the bank. You can see Hughes is down a little bit lower, but we saw Novak kind of unwinding the angle after he set his angle early on. Does a great job on 2 and 3. Hughes stays out of 3. Both guys do an awesome job on inside clip 1, and to finish